Hello and welcome. I am Scrapperlock, and this is City of Villains on the Rebirth server. We are with our Mastermind Nightmare Lass, level 31. She has 1.6 million experience earned and only 14,000 to go to get to level 32 and our final top level primary power for level 32. We have 123 million influence, and there will be more than that because I've been on hiatus for about a month, and the character has a couple of reward merits that I've gotten. What are they? Not the reward merits. The VIP tokens for that you get every week or so from the server. I've gotten a few of those and claimed them, and they are in my email somewhere. We're not going to worry about that right now, guys, because it has been over a month since I've been able to regularly play City of Heroes or City of Villains, and I'm now on my new kick butt awesome brand new computer that just arrived yesterday. I installed everything yesterday. I actually recorded a 35-minute session yesterday with OBS. It looked like everything was working, and then it freeze framed on the very first frame, and then you got 35 minutes of me talking, and all you saw was this, and the character wasn't moving. It was just frozen, and you could kind of see the mouse moving, and that was it. So I couldn't upload that. Fortunately, we didn't level. I was actually going to level, and I said, you know what, I got too many other apps to install. I'll just do one single playthrough. And when I saw I was that close, maybe I should stick around level. No, I don't have time to play with that. Thank goodness I didn't, because if you guys want to see the leveling, you would not have seen it. So hopefully this is going to work. I've been struggling with OBS. It used to be that you could do a window capture of the COH window and it would work, but now I had to get it on the game capture, and that requires a little other finessing, and then I had to play with the microphone. So I think I've gotten it right, and I hope that you guys are going to see this recording. It looks good in the recording window, but it looked good in the recording window last time, and everything was freeze framed on the capture. So hopefully this is all correct, and I've got everything set back up. One thing we did lose, now we're in St. Marshall, which is a high-level zone. We'd never been here before, but all my maps are blanked out. I actually saved my Rebirth folder and copied it all over so that I would have the maps cleared out, but nope, somehow or other, I don't know where it keeps them. Maybe in my, window, what is C, users, my name, / app data roaming or something. I looked for it in there. I didn't see anything, so I probably looked in the wrong place. Anyway, all of our maps are blank. That's just the way it is when you change computers. It's not a big deal. So I'm going to talk a little bit about what happened during the last month, just in terms of what I've been doing. And I also want to talk a little bit about the new computer. But I want to go in order, so we'll start with the beginning of things, and then we'll get to the new computer, which just arrived yesterday. So at the end of last month, actually the end of about a month and a half ago, at the end of August, I started having problems with my personal computer. And the personal computer was, it was overheating a little bit. I mean, it wasn't insane, the CPU of my computer right now running COH is about 50 degrees, 49 C. That's about where my old computer was for months and months and months playing this game. And then over the last couple of weeks of August, it started going up to 60 degrees. And then I started hearing these really loud fan noises, and I started to realize that maybe there was something wrong with the liquid cooler. Still not exactly sure what went wrong with that machine. It might have also been the power supply. I'm just not really sure. But it was causing me lots of trouble. And as a consequence, I couldn't play City of Heroes comfortably. It was running. The machine wasn't overheating to the point the CPU was going to shut down. It wasn't going up into the 90s or anything. It was making loud noises. There were never any crashes. There were never any freezes of software. Everything actually functioned correctly for that computer from the end of August when this happened, right through the beginning of October when I got my new computer. But my concern was I don't know how much longer that's going to last. And so I ordered a new machine, and then for the rest of the next month and a half, because I was doing work on my private computer, it's just more comfortable for me to do that than try to use my work laptop either on my regular desk where my desktop is or downstairs in the dining room where the chairs aren't as comfortable. Everything is all set up in my home office perfectly to both play games and do my work. So I've been doing work on my private computer, like Zoom with my students, and that also was causing the fan to run very loudly. and I was concerned if I played a lot of City of Heroes that I might like wear out what's left of that computer and be unable to do work, and then I would be stuck on my crappy work laptop, which is not good. So, so I refrained from City of Heroes because I wanted to save my computer for this last month or so, and then I ordered a new computer, and I described that in one of my previous episodes of this third season. So I'm not going to go into detail about that, but I will talk a little bit about the computer because I got something really awesome out of it. But before we do that, let's talk to Mr. G. So let me summarize what happened. We're doing this annoying Praetorian arc. Somehow or other, I don't know how I got on this story arc. Maybe it just auto was given to me. I'm not really sure. I hate all the Praetorian stuff, as you know, and I wasn't going to do any more of it, but once you're on an arc, you can't drop story arcs. This is so frustrating. You can drop missions, but you can't drop story arcs. So we really have no choice, so we're going to go ahead and finish this story arc. I don't know how long it's going to be. Hopefully it'll just be one of these short, crappy ones, but we'll see. We went to Pretoria. We found this guy named Mr. G, who is... It was very confusing the way he wrote it. There are two characters, Protean and Doppelganger, and both of them are shapeshifters, and if you watch the Tiger Strike Stalker playthrough, you'll see where Tiger Strike actually fought her duplicate. So one of them is like from this Earth and is a duplicator, copies people's forms, and one of them is from the Praetorian Earth. And I think Doppelganger is from Praetorian Earth, and that's this guy, and Protean is from our Earth, I believe. And so he's offered to work with me. And he says, you have no idea how good it is to, well, not be dying. Yes, so we went and we rescued him and saved him from dying. In my short time back, very short, I've done some digging around, and I believe I've got some information that could be of use to you. Shall we begin, Nightmare Lass? Yes, let's get to work. Criminals of War. I shall lay out the following scenario for you, Nightmare Lass. Vanguard has captured several people who are war criminals. There are some very big names on that list, namely Praetor Duncan and Emperor Cole. Very big names. Both will be going to trial for their crimes. It's all very old-fashioned, if you ask me. Now, I would suggest that you do not bother with them. Cole would never work with you, and Duncan is too much of a manipulator to trust. Quite the manipulator. Instead, I suggest we break out those who would be in your debt and quite easy to control. So, I have it on good authority that Bobcat, Transmuter, and Splice were all captured. Bobcat is a drama queen, but she can be a good combatant. Transmuter has experience from the Hamadan Wars, and if his powers could be returned to him, he would be a valuable ally, and Splice is a technological mastermind that has the moral compass of a brick, which is to say none. They all make quite good teams to aid you. So the idea of this is, I think this storyline was put out when the game's population was dwindling and people were having trouble finding supergroups. And so they made you an NPC supergroup to be in, kind of like Twin Shots Shooting Stars, which is kind of annoying because I don't really want to be on a group. But unfortunately, as I said, we're on this arc. So he's done some research and recovered just what we need. Vanguard is keeping these prisoners in one of their secure locations, much more secure than they have previously due to some issues with someone breaking out a prisoner. We would need someone on the inside, someone who knows their prisoners, where their prisoners are located. This man is named General Alito. He was a member of the Vanguard who went rogue during their Rigby operation. He's broken out of their custody and is now on the run in St. Marshall. Quite coincidental. Almost providential. Yes, quite coincidental, I'm sure. If you can assist him, I'm sure you can persuade the man to help you. Here's his last known location. There are a few Vanguard who have been ordered to pursue, so we're going to probably have to fight them. And now we are going to recover General Alito. So over the last month, I had to order a computer and then wait for it to get here, and then kind of nurse my existing computer so that it didn't collapse before the new one got here. And as you guys know, I originally was going to buy a gaming laptop, and then I became frustrated with the lack of power options that you have. I'm a power user. I like, kick-butt computers and cranking up game settings to max and stuff like that. And so I really wanted an awesome machine, and the laptops were going to cost nearly as much as this desktop. This desktop cost me over $2,000. The the laptops are going to cost the same amount. And so I finally, a friend of mine convinced me that I wasn't going to be happy with an RTX 2070 card from NVIDIA when I was used to the 1080s. He suggested that I should get a desktop. He said, look, how much do you actually lug the laptop around and go places? And the reality is, I mostly don't. I stick it on a docking station and leave it there. I mean, at work, yeah, I move my laptop into other classrooms because you can't rely on the computer resources of my school. Unfortunately, some classrooms have really terrible. What the? Wow, +2 boss. That is actually not good at all. Unfortunately, at work, a lot of the computers are. There's nobody else in this room. A lot of the computers are just not that great in the classroom, so yeah, I use my laptops there. But at home, I don't really use my laptop as a laptop. Let's go get this guy before he walks out of the room. And I just use it as almost as a desktop. And so, and we're going to do a lot of healing here because he's going to do a lot of damage to our buddies. Better heal Curly. Oh, that freeze is so awesome, guys. I love it. That really helped. And I'm going to be a little rusty because I really haven't played City of Heroes much in the last month. Yeah, so anyway, I decided to buy a desktop. I bought it from the same place where I always buy desktops since 2001, when a friend of mine put me onto them, cyberpowerpc.com. And I'm going to send a real big shout out to them because they were awesome and they set me up with a really cool computer. So as you guys know, I ordered a computer. I even kvetched about it a little bit because through no fault of CyberPower's, really, I ordered the computer with a GeForce RTX 2080 Super card, and the RTX 2080 Super was the top of the line the day I ordered it. Oh, and we aggroed somebody. And then, literally a day or two. Wow, what was that? A day or two after I ordered it, the RTX 3080 and release date was announced, and the 3090s, and I was like, you've got to be kidding me. If I had known this thing was going to come out, I might have waited a couple days to order my computer. Now, it would have been potentially dangerous to do that because I wasn't really sure if my computer was going to last this long. And the RTX, man, I just cannot hit these guys. The RTX 3080s weren't coming out until September 17th, so this was late August when I ordered it. And they came out on September 17th or something like that, or 19th. And so the let's see if we can pull one of these guys down here. I don't know if we can. So I figured either A, I could have had a better card, or B, more realistically, I would have still had a 2080 card, but just paid less for it. So anyway, I ordered a new machine. It was an i9, 32 gigs of RAM, all the rest of it, all the goodies, and RTX 2080 8 gigabyte video RAM card, and I had to wait. And I didn't want to play City of Heroes too much because, as I said at the beginning, I use this computer for work, and I didn't want to drain what was left of the computer's last dwindling resources, the last that its fans could do for me, the last that its liquid cooler could do for me. I didn't want to use it up, as it were, stressing it on City of Heroes when I needed it for work. So I mostly did work on it. I also needed it for D&D as a DM, as you guys know. So I had to make sure I could host DMing sessions and stuff like that. And it was a big strain for the computer to do that too, and all the rest of it. And so I can't play City of Heroes. So what am I going to do? Well, I have these recordings, right? One of the things I've been saying since the very beginning of doing all of this video, and I do want to check the rest of this floor because there might be another guy here. What I've been saying since the very beginning of doing these videos is that one of the reasons I'm doing them is for myself. That I'm doing them so that if the game ever gets taken away again from us, oh, this is a dead end. the game ever gets taken away from us again, I can watch the videos. And it won't be as good as playing, but it'll be a heck of a lot better than nothing. And although I've been saying that, and thinking it, and planning it, I haven't actually done it. Yeah, I watched the episodes partway through. I kind of skip through them and just make sure the audio is okay after I post them. And every once in a while, I'll go back and rewatch individual episodes. But I haven't gone back and watched a whole playthrough since I started recording, because I've been busy recording and playing. And so now I'm faced with a month during which I really couldn't play the game. And was I going to enjoy watching? And guys, I have to say, I did. I enjoyed watching, and I had a lot of fun. It wasn't as good as playing, but I went back, I watched my entire Stalker playthrough, the whole thing, from start to finish, every single episode. I watched this whole Mastermind playthrough, and I tried to time it, the number of episodes I watched and the hours I was spending on it. I tried to time it so that I would be done right around the time I got the new computer. When I ordered it on August 27th or something, 26th, it projected the date that I would get the computer as being September 21st, which was a Monday. And that was the day, or the day they were supposed to ship it. And so I tried to set it up so that I would be finishing up watching these videos right around the time they shipped it. Well, by the 21st of September, and I'm going to wait for Teleport Other to recharge because I don't want to run under the bridge with my guys. They might aggro to these guys, and then we'll have a mess. So the computer was supposed to ship on the 21st, and the nice thing about CyberPower PC is when you order something from them, they have status updates, or at least they theoretically do. So they told me right away that my computer was warehoused. That means they'd gotten the parts and stuff and put them on a shelf in a warehouse somewhere to be built, and that when the time came to build it, they would put it together. And so I said, okay, that's great, and then we're just going to wait. And the 21st came along, and there were all these other build stages. It says initial build, final build, initial quality control, final quality control, and ship. So I was waiting for progress, and by the 21st, no progress. 22nd, 23rd, 24th, no progress. Finally, on like the 25th, I sent them an email. I tried to be polite because I understand, there's a pandemic going on, and they may not simply be able to get some of the parts, or they may be shorthanded. And so I said, look, I understand there's a pandemic going on, and I'm not mad or anything, but could you guys just give me an update on the estimated build date? Just sort of update me. And so this guy Bobby from CyberPower wrote me back, and I want to give him a big shout out too. I assume it's a he. I don't know. It could be a she. I had an Aunt Bobby once, and we just leveled. And Bobby said, we've got your computer. You're very close. We're getting ready to build it. And they built it like the next day. And so it was built on like the 26th or something of September, and then they did the quality control. So built on Friday, did the quality control over the weekend, and said we're going to ship it Monday. So that was a week ago yesterday that they shipped it out at the end of September 28th. So they shipped it Monday. It said I would get it Friday, and then of course the shipping was delayed by UPS, and that happens. Again, there's a pandemic. I don't get mad about these things. But what I noticed is they sent me an invoice Monday morning at like 7 a.m. They sent me an invoice. And I looked at it, and I saw a couple things that didn't look right. First of all, it said 16. I thought it said 16 gigs of RAM, but it turned out it was just 16 gig times 2. It was two 16 gigabyte cards. And so, wow. That is pretty insane, that flash. So that's 32 gigs. That was correct. But they looked down at the bottom, and they had the video card listed. Now, I had ordered, remember, an RTX 2080 Super, 8 gigabytes video RAM. That's the card I expected. That's the card I wanted. I was a little bummed that I had ordered that card, and then, like, literally half a nanosecond later, NVIDIA had announced the release of the 3080. But I figured, I wouldn't buy the 3080 anyway. I probably just would have used that information to maybe hopefully get a cheaper price on a 2080. And of course there's a 3090 card, which is like insane. But anyway, so I was salivating and drooling over the 3080 cards, but I expected to get it. I paid for a 2080. So they sent me the bill. The bill was exactly. Oh, and here's our boss. The bill was exactly. Yeah, that's a bad job. I knew he was around here, and I screwed that up. Too busy talking, guys. I don't know that I'm going to buff anybody here because we may have to flee this. Oh, wait, he's frozen. Alright. So I can give Curly Hell on Earth. I guess we need the rest of our guys here. Let's let Curly do a little extra damage. And give him a sturdy, and heal. And heal. And we can heal low with an inspiration. Come on. Should be sufficient. So, and we got him. And now we have one more guy to get. And I can resummon my little guys. I experienced a little bit of lag here. Yep, there was a lag spike. I've been getting some lag, and I don't know if it has something to do with the way this game is playing on a on this new card or what. But anyway. So I look at the bottom of the invoice, and it says RTX 3080, 10 gigs. And I'm like, okay, that's not right. I didn't order that. And the price was exactly what I had ordered. So I'm thinking, okay, that's a little weird. Like, why does it say that? Did these guys screw up and, write the wrong thing on the invoice? Did they send me somebody else's computer and send him mine? What's going on here? So I emailed them and said, I ordered a 2080 Super. It says, I feel like I'm still getting some lag, yeah. I ordered a 2080 Super. It says 3080. What's going on? And they wrote me back and said, yep, we gave you a free upgrade. So, big shout out to CyberPower PC. I don't know if maybe they, were out of stock on the 2080s and said, let's just give them a 3080. I don't know if maybe they feel like because I waited. And I've been flashed. You see that? See that flashing around my head? So I got flashed there. So I guess that was decreasing my 2-hit or something. Doesn't matter because I wasn't attacking. So yeah, I don't know, because I waited a long time and I was fairly patient. Maybe because I was polite and I didn't gripe them out. They figured, well, this guy was really nice about it, so we'll give them the upgrade. I mean, I don't know. Oh, okay, what happened? Oh, this guy saw us. Man, these guys are aggroing from a really long range. So everybody get in here. And of course I'm stunned. So I can't do anything. Fortunately, they've got it under control. So again, yeah, big shout out to CyberPower PC. I've been buying PCs from CyberPower since 2001. I got one in 01, one in 05, one in 11, one in 17, and one this year. They're always awesome, and they always customize it exactly the way I want. We're going to have to be going up another level here, it looks like. And so big shout out to them. I have an RTX 3080 card, guys, which is pretty cool. Other specs on this computer, it's an i9 10th gen CPU, 32 gigs of RAM, and the RTX 3080 computer with an Asus, I think it's a Z490P motherboard, and a couple of really nice hard drives. So I'm really happy. Liquid cooled, it's pretty awesome stuff. And now we're going to continue the adventure and talk about what's going on in the mission. So we access Vanguard's remote computer Tap into one of the cameras on the roof. We see General Alito and some of his loyalists cornered by several Vanguard soldiers. We could wait until the groups fight each other, or we could jump in before the fighting begins to aid Alito and his men. Aiding Alito before the fighting begins will be very difficult, especially if you're going to do it alone. Actually, I'm just going to wait for the fight to be over because I don't care. If he dies, he dies. I'm a villain. Wait a few minutes and watch Alito and his men fight against Vanguard's forces. Alito and his men take out a good number of the Vanguard. Now it's up to you. Alright, so we're going to go up to the roof. We can't actually buff anybody yet. We definitely need some recharge enhancers on some of these powers that we have. But let's go on up. You might wonder, you know, because I'm always looking for a higher challenge, why didn't I just go ahead and take the higher challenge? Well, mainly because I don't think this character would do that. I think this character would just let you and him fight, you know. And, you know, they're white cons. Maybe I should have done it. See, I'm still not paying attention, guys, because I've been telling the story of my new computer. Alright, so it looks like we are pretty close on this guy. Oh, there's another one here that's not done. I forgot that. I didn't notice him. Alright. Let's help Larry out. Get this guy. Is that everybody? General Alito. Nightmare Lass, thank you for your help. If only you had arrived sooner, perhaps the battle would have gone smoother. But I will not be picky about my lucky chances. That's right, don't be picky. I'm not here to help you. I'm here to get information from you. So we explain the situation to him. And he says, that's something I can easily help you with if I know Vanguard. They have brought the prisoners to one of their sea bases over in the Pacific. It'll be well guarded from unknown air and submarine access. You'll need to commandeer a Vanguard helicopter in order to get to them. If you can get me a helicopter and the codes to pilot it, I could fly you straight there. Well, that's pretty cool. Alright, Alito, you've got a deal. Alright. Whoops, I didn't mean to do that. That was a mistake. I just hit the wrong button. And let's exit. I don't have a new keyboard. One came for free, but I like my existing keyboard, so I haven't changed it, and I don't have I got a new mouse for free as well, but I really like my mouse. So I have kept all of that the same. So now I have to go on this mission, but before we do that, it is time to train up, if I can find a trainer in here. This is sort of a dangerous zone for us, because we're pretty low level compared to the zone. But we should be okay wherever the trainers are. Oh boy, the trainer is all the way over there. Alright, guys. I'm going to pause the video here, and when we get back to the trainer, I will unpause. Okay, here we are. We are at the Golden Giza, which is a really cool pyramid-shaped... Oh, it's a casino or something, I guess? Very cool. We're still getting some lag. No, a little bit, but it's better than it was. And now we're going to talk to Arbiter Hayes and train up to a new level of power. And so, we don't need these two powers. We're going to get Abyssal Empowerment, and what this does is it grants extra powers to our Demonlings. So, this is going to work a lot like Enchant Demon. Okay. So, Abyssal Empowerment will give them additional powers. So, for example, Curly will have a Frozen Aura, and the Demon Prince will get Slash. The Ember Demon... Oh, and Slash. The Ember Demon will get Abyssal Reconstruction, so he can, like, regain energy, I guess, regain health. And the Ember Demon also gets Fireball. That's really cool. The Gargoyle gets Burst and Smash, and then the Demonlings get Hellfire Breath and Fire Breath and stuff like that. So that is pretty darn cool. So you got a new power. And that is right here. Abyssal Empowerment. I'm going to move that there. There. Okay. And then Hell on Earth. This is Word of Pain. Not sure how I want to arrange this hotbar yet. I'm going to be 50th level by the time I figure out how I want the hotbar to be arranged. Alright, so we got a new power. What we're going to probably want to do is put an enhancer, a recharge enhancer on this. Let's see if we've got a recipe for that. We do have the recipe, but we don't have the spelling. So we're going to have to wait a little bit. Actually, it's level 32, so we can change all of our enhancements out, guys. So I guess I'm going to do that off screen. A lot of them we don't have to change. We just have to change the ones that are SOs. And some of them we'll be able to turn into recipes. Some of them we won't. So we have a few things. Damage, accuracy, that we could replace in here. So we could, I think we want to get another hold. We could put a damage in here temporarily, I guess. I mean, rather than leaving it empty. So we're going to need to do that, and we'll work on those enhancements off screen. I don't want to go too long because I'm not sure if it's been recording right or not. I am so glad to be back. I'm sorry that I've been gone for over a month and haven't been able to post anything. I hope people weren't worried. I was trying to make the occasional comment post just to let people know I'm still here, just waiting for the new computer. Well, we've got the new computer yet now, and I should be able to make another video every day or two, and we will be continuing to follow this character. The other thing I noticed, because after I did the Stalker and watched all the way through, and the Mastermind and watched it all the way through to here, to where I am now, the computer didn't come yet, and I had like another week, and I started watching my Scrapper videos, and I didn't watch all of those because there's like 300 of them or something, but I watched a lot of them, and I gotta tell you, as much as I like my other characters, I really was missing playing a martial arts super reflex Scrapper, so I think I might make up another one. I won't video that, but I think I might recreate Silver Phoenix here on this server and play her from 1 to 50 all over again. But you won't see that on screen. You may see another Scrapper, another Brute. I've been thinking about maybe redoing Liberty Lass as a Brute and playing through her. I'm probably not going to do Hybrid 7 as a regular Let's Play like this. Maybe, now that I've got a new computer, I can go back to doing speed runs, and I can try doing that as well. But for now, we're going to stop, and I'll see you next time. I'm Scrapperlock, and this has been City of Villains.